Hello everyone, welcome to my February bullet journal setup. First of all, let's talk about the theme that I will be doing for the month. So, I was contemplating if I should do a Valentine related theme or not. Then, I got inspired by this bullet journal theme I found on Pinterest. But instead of drawing random flowers, I thought of a flower that will best represent my February and the coming months ahead. So, just a quick life update. I just resigned from my corporate job. I've been with the firm for more than a year, and I'm very honored and grateful for the opportunity the company has given me. I learned and experienced so much. I've met such great people which made my stay extra special, but I know it's time to close this chapter of my life and start anew. To my LLL family, thank you for giving me this opportunity, for accepting me, guiding me, and supporting me. Because of everyone in the cluster, I am stronger and wiser. I wish you all the best, happiness, and great success. As for me, I will take this time to rest and heal. With this new chapter of my life, I chose the flower white carnation for my bullet journal theme. White carnation symbolizes purity, good fortune, good luck, and prosperity. These were historically used as good luck gifts for someone who is embarking on a new journey in their life, like someone who just graduated, got engaged, or going on a new adventure. Now for the cover page, as you can see here, I traced a circle at the center of the page, then I divided it in half, leaving the middle part empty. After that, I sketched white carnation flowers randomly scattered inside the circle, looking almost like how vintage floral pattern wallpapers look like. You can probably see in my previous videos that I love making floral theme setups. It's a little intimidating at first, but you can recreate this as well. It's easier to have some kind of reference, and as for me, I look at flower sketches on Pinterest because it's easier for me to visualize how I want my setups will go, but sometimes real photos of the flowers inspire the color scheme of my setups. Just a quick change in filming location. Here I'm using my Crayola Super Tips pen in light olive green color. I'm going over and coloring all the blank spaces on the insides of each half circle. Then I decided to make a Dutch door cutting off the edge of the cover page. I was heavily inspired by Shada Campbell's journal setups, where she usually baked a Dutch door on her cover pages, and I thought I never made a Dutch door in my setups before. This might be because I'm trying to maximize each page of my planner and I don't want to mess up my notebook. Now I think it's time to experiment and try new things. And I thought this is a great way to explore my style and come up with more unique designs for my future setups. Since we're on the topic of going out of comfort zones, I hope you'd also be brave enough to explore new things, experience more, and pursue what your heart desires. It will never be easy, but I know it will be fulfilling. Going back, I just placed a mini calendar at the portion of the bottom right corner of the next page. Moving on to the next setup, this time I will do my calendar spread on 2 pages, bigger than my usual. First, I place my goals for the month on the leftmost portion of the page. I drew a circle at the top, then drew a carnation flower inside that is going over the edge of the circle. After that, I wrote goals in cursive font below. Then I fill the inside of the circle with a black pen. On the other side of the page, I wrote February, which I noticed while editing this video that I spelled wrong. Anyway, I did cursive writing using the same light olive green pen I used on the cover page. Then I loosely outlined the top of the calendar using a black gel pen. After that, I decided to put drop shadows on the month's title using the same gel pen to make it pop more. Then instead of outlining the whole calendar, I went for only doing the vertical outlines to make it look minimal since there's so much going on already. Here I thought the left portion is looking a little empty and needed a little color, so I made vertical rectangles using the light olive green pen, leaving a grid space in between. Now for this setup and for the coming months, I won't be including the gratitude and reflections page anymore. That is because I got a 2023 season greeting planner as a gift and decided that I will use it as my notebook for gratitude and reflections since I have this one as my planner for the year. Anyway, going back to our setup, as you can see here, I'm doing my habits tracker. First, I drew a rectangle creating a spot at the top for the title. I wrote the title using a black pen for thicker font and drew carnation flowers around it using a black gel pen. After that, I drew more details on the flowers, then finish it by coloring the blank spaces with the same light olive green pen that I've been using. Then below the title, I made rectangles that are 2 grid spaces thick and 34 grid spaces long. Each rectangle represents the hobbies that I wanted to track for the month. These are workouts, skincare, vitamin intake, YouTube, Instagram, and reading. Now let's move on to my sleep, mood, and fasting or intermittent fasting tracker. Just like what I did for the habit trackers, I made a rectangle at the topmost portion of the page and wrote the title inside. Then I drew carnation flowers around it and colored the blank spaces with the light olive green marker. After that, I outlined a bigger rectangle below where I will write the days horizontally and the hours of sleep, mood level, and eating period vertically. Moving on to the last but definitely not the least spread, the first weekly setup of the month. As you can see here, I wrote a big number 1 since this is the first weekly setup. Then I'm drawing carnation flowers around it. After that, I added some details to the flowers. Then I fill in the number with a black marker to make it stand out from the flowers. Then I place a mini calendar on the side, and I also wanted to incorporate the theme color, which is the light olive green. That's why I use it as an accent color. For my days of the week, I decided to go for a vertical layout. Then I divided one side of the page into 4 and the other side into 3. As you can see here, I'm outlining the borders of my weeklies except for the outermost outline of the table to keep it as clean and neat looking as possible. Then I wrote the number dates in an old cursive number font using a black gel pen. Below each number, I wrote the days of the week and highlighted them with a light olive green marker. On the other side, I included a section for next week's event where I will write some important events that I need to remember and sometimes need longer periods of preparation to be done. On the side, I drew carnation flowers sticking out from the bottom of my weeklies. Then after that, I repeated the same format I used on the other table on this one. And finally, here's the final flip through of my February bullet journal setup. It feels nice to do something different and out of my comfort zone, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. And I hope you enjoyed watching as well. If you reached this portion of the video, thank you very much for your support, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye!